vision gets hazy. Running in your crib, and I'm taking everything. I'm jugging and finessing, cause you know that is my thing. Soon to be on top, soon to be the main thing. And y'all itty bitty bitches.
Good morning, my beautifully broken people. Okay, you guys, so we're going to talk about Hollywood Unlocked. Melyssa returns. Now, you guys can see my notes on here because my ass ran out of paper. Doing this YouTube thing, I'm not a person who takes notes in the phone. I like to actually write them down. And my daughter, she draws, writes. She's a writer as well. And we used up all the paper in the house. Now, if you know me, I have an immense amount of paper. So for us to use it all is something else. But I have to get some more. You guys are going to see my notes on here, and whatever. This is the dusty part of YouTube, right? Anyway, so like I said, Melyssa Ford returns to Hollywood Unlocked. So as we all know, she was in a really bad car crash about a year ago. I believe this happened in June or July. Don't quote me. So she was going to a friend's bridal shower, and on Highway 34, her Jeep flipped over. The accident was really, really bad. She suffered a head wound, and as we all know, this wasn't her first head injury, because on a reality show she was on, I forget the name of it, someone hit her in the head with a bottle. I need to research that because I want to know, did she press charges on this woman? It's I never heard anything about that. So she talks about a lot in this interview. The whole interview is basically about Melyssa Ford. So she talks about the strong medicine she was on and how she understands the opiate epidemic in this world. Like that's a whole nother video in itself about those medicines, guys. I mean, they tear families apart. It is a true disease. Like, it's crazy. And I'm pretty sure that many families have been affected by that. Okay, so she talks about the pictures we saw online. So the pictures came from a guy who had absolutely no idea who Melyssa Ford was. He took the pictures because he didn't want to get fired. So, like, to have proof that he was actually helping someone, which is crazy. Well, maybe not. So Jason asked her about vanity. Like, did she feel that she was going to be quote unquote ugly after this? So she says that her friends kept mirrors away from her, and she really didn't think about that. I honestly don't believe a woman of her character would think about that. I honestly wouldn't. Like, she's beautiful, and yes, she started in this industry. You know, her body, her image was her money. It was her brand. But if you follow Melyssa Ford, then you know that probably wouldn't have been a big deal to her. So she also talks about how she tried coming back to work and she just couldn't. Like, it was just, she felt, so you all know she's the queen of words. She always has some big word that we have to go research and see the meaning of. She talks about being scared that she wasn't going to be able to collect her thoughts and articulate herself as she once did. So that was a fear of hers. She also talked about being extremely depressed and suicidal, which is, it's crazy, you guys. Like, she said that she was able to come back with doing therapy. You guys, especially my kinds, therapy is extremely, 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 extremely important. Me and my daughter go to therapy every 2 weeks. It will be like that for the rest of our lives. Like, it's just very important. And if you know why, then you know why. She talks about medical insurance and how she didn't have medical insurance. And her bills was 70K. Claudia wanted to set up a GoFundMe, and she was very hesitant and adamant about that. She did not want a GoFundMe set up, but her bills are over 70K. She talks about not having that type of money. And then DJ Drama says, who has that type of money just to give? Hello. For something as such as that, then if I had that money, and I'm pretty sure Melyssa has way more than 70K in the bank, I would give it up. So I do have a slight issue with that, but there's nothing wrong with her setting up a GoFundMe for her medical bills. As we all know, she is a Canadian, so she is not a United States citizen. Um, Although, again, I believe she had the 70K, but hey, she didn't want to set up the account. Her friends did, and it went to a good cause. Like, I really don't see the big deal in it. Although I wouldn't agree with it, I felt like she had the money and she could have paid for it. But then again, we necessarily don't know that, because a lot of people tend to forget that even though she's not a person who flaunts her money and, all that stuff, these numbers that we see online aren't real, guys. They are fake news. Hashtag fake news. So she speaks about not having a credit card. Like, she's never had a credit card. And she talks about that at 48:05. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this back for you guys and play that.
And I've been living in this country, and I've never had a credit card. I had no credit.
Really?
Yeah, I had no credit.
Wait, up to the accident?
Yes.
Hold on. Up to the accident in your whole life here, you've never had a credit card?
Nope.
How'd you pull that off?
Cash is king.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a cash person.
Okay, so y'all hear that she's never had a credit card. Is that possible? Absolutely. Would you think someone like her would never have a credit card? No. And I kind of want to go back and look at old videos to see if she's ever spoken about a credit card, just to see if that's a lie. Maybe not. But it is absolutely possible. So she received backlash for the GoFundMe, blah blah blah. So she talks about Jason and her friendship, and this epic email that she sent to Jason because of some of the comments he was saying when she left. As you guys all know, there was some tension and some back and forth through social media with them when Gio and Melyssa Ford didn't leave the show. Now, Gio got fired. Melyssa left because of her, the incident she had with the car crash. So Gio got fired because, quote unquote, he was a liability to the company. Jason didn't elaborate more on that. That's basically all he said, and moving on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you guys. So he speaks about this email 2 times in this interview. In the beginning, I'm not going to play that because I already told you guys basically what it is the epic email, and she sent the email with her lawyers, and she was basically standing up for herself because he was throwing little jabs here and there. So let's go back to that. That is at 45. Again, I apologize, but y'all already know what it is. Y'all know I'm going to give y'all the real, okay? In the dusty part of YouTube, according to Lovely T. Okay.
angry about something, I just held it in. And I just kept it inside.
She let all that shit out in that email.
And let that,
I had to highlight and bullet point that motherfucker. I color coded responses. There was a couple I had to take offline and text. But it was good to see you. Like it was good to see you stick up for yourself, and it was good, because you are important. You're important to the culture. People love you. People miss you. The fans that are listening, I know they're all in the comments crazy right now because the fans miss you.
I miss that.
And I will say too, this show does go so fast, and I was so consumed that I really.
So once they announced that Melyssa was coming back, if you guys go look in that comment section, everybody's like, "Oh, we want Melyssa back." I'm like, really? Because y'all took on all that shit when she was there. Now y'all miss her. Okay. You never know what you got until it's gone, girl. Carrie.
Didn't realize. I mean, let me back. I ain't gonna say that. I do know the impact that you have on the show, but I didn't realize the impact you have for women who need a compass of moral authority on the show, in the conversations that are happening, and in the entertainment, because you've been in the game for a while. You've seen the highs, you've seen the lows. There's a lot of hot topics you missed on the show. R. Kelly.
Oh my God.
Michael Jackson.
I was just saying, like, all this stuff that was happening in pop culture and social media and everything that was just happening in the world. I was just like, I have no microphone in front of me. Nobody gives a fuck what I think right now. Shit. And it's not like I even trusted myself to even articulate an opinion, but I missed this.
Yeah.
I missed you. Yeah, I missed this so much.
So happy to see you back, my love. Okay, so Jason talks about how he didn't know how to be a friend to her. He would reach out to her and she would ignore him. I could understand that. It can be hard when you constantly reach out to someone and they're ignoring you. You fall back, and it's not because you're upset or anything like that. You're just like, okay, the first thing you think is maybe they need some space. That is something I think about as well. Unless I feel like the person is depressed or suicidal, then my foot is going to be on their neck. I will be knocking on that door. That's paper, you guys. But you hear that. I'll be knocking on that door quickly. Let's do that again. Still not working, but whatever. When someone's suicidal or depressed, you want to be up their ass, like literally up their ass. But I can understand the falling back. He talks about how, there was some they're friends in business and personally. So there was some personal issues that they did not take care of. And Melyssa also admits that she's someone who, she says that now she's changing. She was someone who didn't like confrontation. So if she felt some type of way about something, she was one of those people who kept it inside instead of expressing herself. And for me, I am not like that. I'm not confrontational, but I do like to take a step back and gather my thoughts, unless it's something to where I gotta fight. And I'm grown now. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I walk away from. But getting back to the conversation, like, I'm not someone who has something bottled up. If it's something like whatever, then I don't bring it up. But if it's something that's really bothering me, I like to take a step back, gather my thoughts, and then tell the person. That's how I handle that. So, sorry about that, guys. I should have put my phone in Do Not Disturb. So she says that Claudia Jordan was the person who was really there for her. Now, as you know, Claudia, I think that Claudia, Jason, and Melyssa, when they did their shows, that was like the most epic. Because Claudia is like quick with it. She's super witty. But you can sense when Claudia came on, there was some tension between Claudia and Melyssa. So Melyssa says that when her and Claudia got close, Jason and Claudia, kind of wasn't close. But, I mean, that's neither here or there. Shout out to Claudia for being a good friend. So I want to know what happened to April. Now, I should have checked her social media, but y'all know I'm unprofessional as hell. So I will bring that back in another video if I find out anything. April be running her mouth, so I'm pretty sure if there was something that wasn't amicable, like when she left on bad terms, she's gonna let us know. So I'm definitely going to talk about that. And I already spoke about Geo, and DJ Drama is still there. How do I feel about DJ Drama? I mean, yeah, meh. That's how I feel about him. You guys let me know what you thought about this interview. Leave your unnecessary 2 cents down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.